Hi all, you're very welcome to this presentation on the subject choice for the traditional Leaving Cert here in Coláiste na Mí. So the traditional Leaving Cert, this presentation will cover what it is, the point system associated with it, what subjects your son or daughter should choose, entry requirements to third level, sample Leaving Cert entry requirements for specific courses, and some third level options after Leaving Cert. So the Leaving Cert, you will study 7 subjects. 4 of them are what we call option subjects, 3 of them are compulsory. The 3 compulsory are English, Maths and Irish. Unless you have an exemption in Irish through the Department of Education, you must study Irish for your Leaving Cert. 6 of your best subjects will be counted towards your Leaving Cert grades, and we're going to go into that now in more detail. So the point system is worked on a basis of both 2 different types of papers. There are higher level papers and ordinary level papers that people can sit. The higher level papers are graded from H1 down to H8, the ordinary level from O1 down to O8. The higher level paper, if you receive a grade of approximately 74%, you can see from the table that that would be counted as a H3 and would gain you 77 CAO points. At ordinary level, the same grade of 74% would get you 37 points on the CAO points. Please note that there are no points associated with grades of 07 or 08, which is below 40% or 39% at ordinary level. And from 0 to 29% at H8 at higher level also gets no points. There are 25 bonus points for maths if you receive a grade of over 40%, which is from H6 all the way up to H1. Again, please remember 6 of your best subjects can be counted towards your CAO point system. So why choose certain subjects? We would advise you choose them because you're good at them, you have an interest in them, or you need them for a certain college course, and we'll talk more about that later on. One important thing to note is the assessment weighting for each subject. Some of these subjects will have a component element to it, whereby a certain percentage will be completed before you sit a written exam. Some subjects, however, are 100% of a written exam, which would be English, chemistry, physics, biology, chemistry, etc. Home economics, however, would have a 20% journal that has to be submitted before the Leaving Cert and an 80% written exam. Language subjects will generally have between 40 to 45% on what we call our oral and our oral, oral being speaking and oral being listening, with the remainder being in written exam format. With music, there's a 50% practical. Construction studies, there is a 25% practical and 25% project. Geography, 80% written with 20% fieldwork. And art has several different components with it, but a 37.5% final written exam at the end. This is really important to factor in depending on the ability of your own child and their interest, where their interest lies. So afterwards, students can attend 2 different types of third level institutions. We have universities and we have institutes of technology. The majority of the university offer degrees only, and they're usually 3 to 4 years in duration. Our institutes of technology will offer courses in certificate, ordinary level degrees and higher level degrees, and they are generally 2 to 4 years in duration. When your son or daughter comes into Leaving Cert, we will go into more detail on these. So entry requirements. Regardless of how many points you get in your Leaving Cert, you still may be ineligible for some courses because you haven't met its course requirements. So why is this so? So generally we have 3 sets of entry requirements which must be met before we even look at points. Firstly is our college entry requirements. Universities require 2 H5s and 4 O6s for entry. ITs require 6 O6s for entry. That should be 5 O6s for entry. Faculty entry requirements. Some courses may require specific subjects for entry. Now, for example, with this, for arts in Maynooth or in UCD, you'd need 2 languages. So you must have Irish and another language in order to get into the course. And finally, within these courses, there can be what's called specific course requirements. So while you might need an example of this would be primary school teacher, where Irish would be one of the faculty entry requirements, but the specific course requirement for it would be that you get a H4 in Irish to enter into primary school teaching. I'm going to show you a website where you can have a look at some of this now and how to get there. Just please be aware, some universities require a third language for some courses, but some have dropped that requirement. For example, business and science courses you do not, but for arts courses you do. Just note that students born and educated outside Ireland may present Irish as a matriculation subject to fulfil the third language requirement, and we will work with students on this to fill out a form if they have a department exemption for Irish. Also note that Trinity, DCU and UL don't require a third language. So, these are some of the sample Leaving Cert requirements. Primary school teaching needs a H4 in Irish. Computer science and linguistics in Irish would need a H3 in Irish. Gno agus Gaeilge, they're looking for a H4 in Irish. Law and French with UCD would be a H3. Law and French with TCD, which is Trinity College Dublin, would be a H3. Just remember, many courses might require a language but not a specific one. And it just does depend on the course you're looking for. Like, for example, applied languages in UL, you need a H3 in French, German, Irish or Spanish. But again, I'm going to show you how to find out all of this information. Other sample requirements for maths might be engineering, you need a H3. Business studies, you need an 04 or a H6, which is ordinary level 4 or higher level 6. For science, some of the science courses will require 2 science subjects, particularly in Trinity College or in Dublin and UCC. And for chemistry, would be required for pharmacy, human nutrition, veterinary, medicine. If you want to do a 5-year course, if you don't have pharmacy, medicine becomes a if you don't have chemistry, medicine becomes a 6-year course, and medicine and dentistry as well. So how are you going to find out all of this information? Because I can understand it might be a little bit overwhelming. So we have a great website called careersportal.ie. And on Careers Portal, you can see there you have a search engine. So we would put in primary teaching and it returns all current courses available in Ireland. And as you can see from the list there, we have Mary Immaculate College, Dublin City University, Marino, Maynooth, etc. down along the way. It shows the level, it shows that it's a level 8 course, and it would show that the points associated with it that you need to get into college. So once you click on your chosen course, it gives all the details of your courses, whether it's full-time, like the duration of it, the CEO points needed. But most importantly, there's a tab down along the left-hand side for entry requirements. Please click on this tab to find out what the entry requirements are for certain courses. Once you click on it, it'll tell you what the entry requirements are and the grades that you need in each subject. So please do be aware that if you achieve the points and fail to meet these requirements, you will not get offered this course. So for someone who's looking for primary school teaching, or this is just the example I suppose we have up here, they do need that H4 in Irish. For someone who's looking maybe for engineering, it can be a H3 in maths. For someone again who's looking for medicine, it can be that they've studied chemistry and biology or physics. So what if you don't get the points for universities? So we have lots of different courses on offer. We have brilliant post-leaving cert courses available on our doorstep in both Dunboyne and Drogheda. These courses need 5 passes at your leaving cert. There's a variety of courses from pre-university arts, law, science, computing, childcare, beauty therapy. Most are using these as a stepping stone to get into universities and ITs. And please remember, if you don't get what you want to get from your CEO, this is a different entry requirement and a different path, and it could be for you. Again, we will go into that in more detail with our information even with parents in 6th year. So what does it all mean for you? So before choosing your Leaving Cert subjects, just be aware of what careers there are, what careers you're thinking about or your child might be thinking about, and look at the minimum and specific subject entry requirements. Remember, if you're unsure, choose a science subject and 2 others that you're really good at. If you don't get the points for your dream course, there's PLCs available. And consider all the different formats of assessment and their weightings before choosing a subject. Not all about the written exam. So In an aside to this, Clóis and me are introducing AirQuest this year. We're delighted to offer students the option of completing a subject choice questionnaire that will help them with their current, subject choices and with future careers. Okay, so what it is it's made up of combining aptitudes and interests. This service is optional to all transition year students and third year students, and this will take place during school time. The questionnaire will cost €45 per student, and payment is through WisePay. We would like to stress that there's no obligation for anyone to do this with their son or daughter, but we'd like to present it to you so you can make an informed decision. So what is AirQuest? It is basically an independent assessment, a career selection programme matching a student's interests and academic abilities, and it is totally impartial in its suggestions. So how it helps is it asks a series of questions and it shows up what the interest of the students are. It confirms careers that are appropriate and challenges those which are not. It can help students to select their Leaving Cert subjects, and it kickstarts the whole process of careers research, and it also encourages them to kind of reflect personally. So the programme will do questionnaire, aptitude tests, it'll give an online feedback, and it'll give a PDF report. It starts off with 200 questions. They're all about their interests, their skills, their personal qualities and their academic abilities. Question 18, do you feel strong sympathy for people or animals in pain? Yes, no, maybe. These questions will then shape the overview of the results. So what will happen is on this sample here that Ciara has answered her 200 questions, and then she gets what's called her top matches, her high interest levels, moderate interest levels and low interest levels. With it, it tells you what areas Ciara is most interested in. So in the commercial side of things, she's 95% interest level and her overall match would be 85%. The programme then continues to look at Ciara's overall aptitudes as well, her numeric work, her communication, her persuading, administration, economics, what she'd need for that career and where her interests lie within it. Again, this is just another sample for law, what she will need for law and where her interests are. So as you can see, she's very good at administrative, she likes the politics and persuading, but she's not as interested in history and literary, and that is something that, Ciara would have to be aware of if she's going into that field of law. So it also adds these cautionary notes. So Ciara has decided that maybe office work might be boring. So if she's looking in the commercial area, it'll offer a cautionary note just saying that, a lot of commercial work may be in the office. Other questions include like social hours. Do you want to keep social hours or do you mind working nights? And again, if they say yes, that they do mind working nights and they're looking at medicine or nursing, it'll offer a cautionary note. Just please be aware that this career path would have a lot of on social hours. It also helps in your subject selection. So as you can see, we're back on Ciara with subject choices for commercial. It shows them symbols on the chart, which the green dots are for required for admission to most university courses. The green circle with a dot in it would be may improve your chances. The square is valuable but not absolutely necessary, and then the diamond shape would be maybe subjects that can enhance the overall educational base. So for engineering, maths, DCG, things like that would come into that there. So then we get aptitude scores on our numerical reasoning, verbal, spelling and arithmetic. And these then will come up and they will then be married in with the other results. And what we'll get is this. We will get the aptitude results of our abstract reasoning, our numerical, verbal reasoning, etc. And this will show us then which summary of the relevant results in each career area that we're looking for. So for each career area, we will get an interest level and an overall match. How interested your child is in that area, and the overall match with their aptitudes per se. Within that, it then gives us a breakdown for commercial, a breakdown of all the careers that it will suggest. This is really, really good because when thinking of careers, people sometimes have a narrow focus. What we want is a wide focus and then to basically close doors on options. It's basically like a funnel system. We want to put everything out there and one by one we say, okay, look, I've looked into that and I've no interest in that. And we hope what we will get at the end is an area where they have the career interest in. As I said, it looks at your aptitude in relation to this career and what you'll need with it. And, this is a service that we are now offering. It is available. It is €45. We believe it's very, very good. You will get a full PDF report that's 10 or 15 pages on your son or daughter. And we just feel going forward, if they get the right subject choice, it will help them with their career choices in their future. I would like to thank you for your time. Some of the useful websites are careersportal.ie, qualifax.ie and apprenticeships.ie. EirQuest also have a website which I forgot to put up, and it is myair.ie. If you have any questions on any of this, my email address is P for Paula Clinton, CLINTON@lmetb.ie. I'm happy to answer any questions on this. We're going to have a live Q&A session. I think it's the 23rd of November, but details will be sent out to you in relation to this.